Welcome to our channel. We're excited to have you join us in learning to master English. Our channel aims to make learning English easy, fun, and engaging through our podcast series.
All right, welcome in everyone. Ready for another deep dive.
Always ready.
Today we're heading to Indonesia, at least in spirit.
Sounds intriguing.
We're going to explore this idea, this concept, I guess you could say, of kerukunan beragama.
Kerukunan beragama.
Yeah, and we'll talk about what that means, but it's all about religious harmony, how different religious groups live together peacefully and work together.
Fascinating. I'm already curious to learn more.
And our main source material for this deep dive is like this fascinating audio presentation we found, almost like a lecture. And we're going to kind of pick it apart and see what gems we can uncover.
Okay, so think of it like we're giving you the highlights, the Cliff's Notes version, but with, a lot more depth and our own insights sprinkled in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's start with the basics. What exactly is kerukunan beragama?
Well, the most straightforward translation is religious harmony, but it's really more than just tolerance,
Yeah, just putting up with each other.
Right. It's about a genuine commitment to peace and cooperation between different religious groups. And what struck me listening to this audio is that kerukunan beragama is considered vital not just for society as a whole,
Right.
but for each person individually and even for the world to progress.
It's almost like this ripple effect. So it's not just avoiding conflict.
No, it's about creating something positive, something good.
Okay, and how does the audio break that down?
Well, they talk about benefits on different levels. So, on a personal level, kerukunan beragama means you feel safe, secure, knowing you won't face discrimination because of your beliefs.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
When you feel safe, you're more likely to, open up, grow, explore your faith more deeply.
Exactly. And it can even impact your mental health.
Oh, right. Like feeling accepted and part of a community.
Absolutely. And this is something they highlight in the audio, the link between religious discrimination and things like stress, anxiety, even depression.
Yeah, and think about it. If you're constantly worried about being judged or ostracized for your beliefs, how can you truly thrive?
Exactly. It's like this weight holding you back. But when you shift to looking at society, kerukunan beragama leads to greater stability.
Because there's less conflict.
Exactly. There's this underlying peace, a sense of security for everyone. And that peace leads to more solidarity.
People more likely to work together.
Yeah, to cooperate, to come together, even if they come from different backgrounds, have different beliefs.
It's about building bridges instead of walls.
Right, precisely. And this has some very real practical implications. Like the audio even talks about economic benefits.
Like how?
Well, think about it. Regions with strong interfaith harmony are seen as more stable, more reliable.
So they're more attractive to investors.
Exactly. Businesses feel more confident investing in places where they know there's less risk of conflict, less social unrest.
So it's not just some vague feel-good concept. It has actual real-world consequences.
Yeah. Right. And the audio gives this great example from Indonesia. Some regions there have very strong kerukunan beragama, and they've seen a huge increase in new small businesses opening up.
Because people feel more comfortable working together.
Yeah, collaborating, trusting each other, investing in each other's ventures. It's like a win-win situation.
I love that example. It really brings it to life. So, okay, kerukunan beragama is important. It has all these benefits. But how do we actually achieve it?
That's the million-dollar question, right? The audio actually lays out a few key steps.
Okay, I'm all ears.
They emphasize education, but not just any education. It's about teaching tolerance and respect for different beliefs from a very young age.
Starting early, laying that foundation. Makes sense.
Right, so it becomes part of who you are, part of your worldview. Then they talk about the importance of interfaith dialogue.
So having actual conversations with people from other faiths.
Exactly. Creating spaces where people can meet, share their perspectives, listen to each other.
I like that. But, it seems like today, especially with social media and everything, everyone's in their own echo chambers.
That's a great point. I mean, it's a huge challenge. It takes real effort to step outside those echo chambers and engage with people who see the world differently than you.
You're so right. We need to get uncomfortable.
And the audio also stresses the role of the law.
Like anti-discrimination laws.
Yeah, making sure everyone has the right to practice their religion freely and safely. And that law enforcement is fair, protects everyone equally.
That's crucial.
Absolutely. And finally, they talk about leadership. Community leaders, religious leaders, they have to set the example.
They have to walk the walk, not just talk the talk.
Exactly. If they're promoting harmony and dialogue, it makes a huge difference.
It's like a top-down and bottom-up approach.
Yeah, you need both. Now, the audio also digs into some really interesting stuff, like the impact of Karakunan Baragama, or rather the lack of it, on mental health.
That's what we were talking about earlier, right?
Yeah, but think about it this way. Have you ever been in a situation where you felt excluded, judged, maybe even threatened because of your beliefs?
I think most people have at some point.
Right. And how did that make you feel? Anxious? Scared?
Definitely not good.
Karakunan Baragama aims to eliminate those feelings, to create a society where everyone feels accepted, safe to express their beliefs.
And that can only be a good thing for everyone's mental well-being.
Exactly. It's about fostering a sense of belonging, which is so important for mental health.
We talked about economic benefits earlier, and the audio specifically mentions tourism. How does that fit in?
Well, it's pretty straightforward. Countries that are known for religious harmony, where people from different faiths coexist peacefully, they're more likely to attract tourists.
Because it's seen as safe and welcoming.
Exactly. And that tourism boosts their economy, creates jobs, all sorts of positive effects. On the flip side, countries with a history of religious conflict,
people might be hesitant to visit.
Exactly. It can really hurt their tourism industry.
And it makes you wonder about all the global issues we could tackle better if there was more religious cooperation.
Yeah, like climate change.
The audio actually mentions that.
They bring it up as a prime example of something that requires global cooperation. And that's more likely to happen when people from different faiths can come together, united by a shared concern for the planet.
Because it affects everyone.
Exactly. So I guess the big question is, what does this mean for us, for the listeners?
Right. I mean, it's a great concept, but what can we actually do? Have you ever seen the positive effects of Karakunan Baragama? Like in your own life?
It's something to think about, maybe in your community, your workplace. Have you seen people from different faiths working together, supporting each other?
I think those are the little seeds of Karakunan Baragama.
Exactly. And the audio wraps up with this really powerful statement. They say that Karakunan Baragama is the foundation for a peaceful and harmonious human civilization.
That's a big claim. So if that's true, then what's our role in building that foundation?
Each of us has to find our own way to contribute. whether it's educating ourselves, challenging our own biases, engaging in respectful dialogue.
Being open to different perspectives.
Exactly. And if you're interested in digging deeper, I'd recommend looking into how kerakutan beragama is actually practiced in Indonesia.
Yeah, like what are they doing that we could learn from?
They have some fascinating traditions and social structures that promote interfaith harmony. There's a lot we can learn from them.
That's a great suggestion. Well, this deep dive has definitely given me a lot to think about. It's been a real eye-opener.
Me too. Kerakutan beragama is such a powerful concept, and it's something we need more of in the world.
Absolutely. And hopefully this deep dive inspires people to learn more, to do their part in building a more harmonious world.
That's the goal.
Thanks for joining us on this journey. Until next time.
See you then.
Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully useful. Don't forget to like and subscribe.